Hi, I'm Luke.
And I'm Nixon, and we're from Zip Scanners.
With free shipping and no taxes.
And lifetime technical support from experts like us.
So today we're going to talk about the best police scanner and what we recommend, which is by far the #1 question we get every day, right?
Correct.
So it's a little bit different depending on where you live and what you want to do. So we'll talk a little bit about how to choose a scanner, our recommendations, some of the differences between them, what we like, what to watch out for, and then at the end we'll make a recommendation for which one we each like.
Right.
So the first thing with always choosing the scanner is to choose the right format. So there's 4 different formats. There's analog, scanners which only pick up analog. There's trunked scanners which pick up trunked and analog signals. There's phase 1 digital, which picks up phase 1 digital, trunked and analog. And then there's phase 2 digital. And phase 2 digital is able to pick up phase 1 digital, trunked and analog, so everything.
Correct. And everything is moving towards phase 2, so it's highly recommended that you go towards a phase 2 in your purchasing decision.
Yeah, I'd say 90% of our sales are phase 2 digital scanners because either your state is already there or it's going there.
And you might as well be ready for it.
Yeah, and if you're going to spend a couple $100s on a scanner, you might as well get one that's going to last a long time.
Right.
All the other scanners, yeah, you'll want a phase 2 digital scanner. If you're not sure if you need or which one you need, ask us and we can help you, and we can tell you specifically what your local state police, fire, and EMS uses in terms of format.
Right.
So maybe an analog one may work in your area, but by and large, almost definitely, you probably need a phase 2 digital scanner.
Right. You want to future-proof it, might as well.
Yeah. So then you'll be set for years to come. So you have a format. So let's say you're going to choose a phase 2 digital scanner. These are the options on the market. So your second choice after you choose format is choosing whether you want a handheld or a base model. I would recommend, so there's the base versions here. Here's the 2 handhelds. Most sales, well, like 80% of all sales are handheld.
Right.
So unless you have a real need for a base, like you're going to install it in your vehicle or you have a setup at home where you're going to have your base model, we recommend getting a handheld.
Yeah, and they're just more portable, easier to maneuver. You can put them in your pocket, and essentially they're going to do the same thing as a base scanner. So
yeah, they're a little less money. Typically, they have. So this is the Whistler TRX-1. It's a handheld version, and then there's a Whistler TRX-2, which is a base version. They essentially do the exact same thing. It's just different versions of it, except for this one's less money, and you can bring it around with you. So unless you have a real need for the base, I would recommend the handheld. Right. So now you have the format you need, the phase 2 digital. You have the handheld or the base, so we would go with the handheld. So with that, we'll narrow it down here. We'll talk about the 2 handhelds. So this is the Whistler TRX-1, and this is the Uniden BCD436HP. There's also the Uniden 325, which we'll just skip. It doesn't have software. It's really for advanced users.
It doesn't have an SD card.
Doesn't have an SD card. Doesn't have a lot. And the 996 and the 325 are the only 2 scanners we sell that we don't offer technical support on because
you kind of need a hands-on experience with it. Again, these newer scanners have SD cards. It allows me to work on it without having the actual scanner on hand. The 996 and the 325, like Luke mentioned, they're a little bit older, and I need to actually, most people need, unless you know what you're doing, you need to actually work on it and have it in front of you.
So for the sake of this, we'll certainly acknowledge that they exist, but these are the 2 that we'll narrow it down to. And these are the 2 scanners that most people narrow their search down to, which is where I'm assuming you found this video while you're trying to figure out the differences and compare the Whistler TRX-1 and the BCD436HP. So we'll give, Nixon will go through each scanner a little bit, and then we'll compare them and talk about the differences after.
All right, so let's go with the Uniden 436 first. Kind of go over some of the features. You're going to notice right away, obviously the keypads are a little bit different. They have this cool lock, unique lock system, I would say. That's a little different, where you can lock the systems, frequencies, departments, those type of things. Has a different trigger here too, where it's a function and a menu right here. The squelch knob is actually, it's a 3-in-1 type thing where you hit the button once and you can select the frequencies and then hit it again for volume or squelch. So that's one of the different features this one's gonna have. One thing I want to mention that always bothered the heck out of me is the way that they designed where you put the SD card. I mean, these things, I've broken these once or twice. The issue is just the way they designed the way you put the SD card in there. It's so fragile. I mean, you put it in the wrong, you push it down, you can easily break it, and I've broken it twice already. So you have to be very, very careful. I love the way that they designed it for the TRX-1. It's so easy. It's just a push button. You just push it in, it locks. It's as simple as that. To go over this antenna feature that the Uniden has, what you'll notice is this is an SMA type antenna. And it's an easy screw in, simple as that. It also has the GPS function right here that you can plug in. And here's the USB cable. And the flap just locks up. You're gonna have your belt swivel clip right here, where you can just attach it to your belt if you wanna carry it that way. Also has a headphone jack on top. And so now we'll talk about the TRX-1 and kind of go over some of the overall features here. You're gonna notice it has this antenna here, the squelch knob on top, and it comes already with the case on. I'm gonna show you how to take that off in a little bit here, but just to show you how easy it is, this is a BNC antenna, so it's gonna be a little bit different from the 436. And I'm gonna show you how to take this thing off. You gotta peel it, just pop it out. I love the case. It's built like a tank, so I never worry if I ever drop this, which has happened. I love the case. This, however, doesn't have it, so if you drop it, you will most likely damage something. But how I was explaining how to access the SD card on the side here, you just push this, it comes right out, and just put it right back in. Gently push it, it locks. You're gonna notice these batteries go right here. They have a feature for your rechargeable batteries and your regular AA batteries. So I'm typically gonna have this on the NIMH setting. Right here is where you can put in your USB to connect this with the software or power the device with an AC adapter.
So they both have software. It's fairly comparable. You can download them for free before you buy them and play around with them. They're both all scanner software, only works on PC computers. So if you have a Mac, we can just program it for you, or you can use a friend's. But so I would recommend downloading it, playing around with it if you really want to compare. They both have US frequencies from the same database. I mean, the database they use is just radio reference.
Correct.
So you can both punch in the zip code for your area, which is kind of nice. So as you can see, most people narrow their search down to these two, and honestly, they're not night and day different. They both get you to the same place. They're both phase 2 capable. They can pick up all formats. They're about the same size, about the same weight. They get about the same range. They both have AC. You can do headphones and plug in. They both have squelch on the top. I mean, you can see the design, the color, by and large. It's pretty similar.
Right.
So there are some differences. So the first thing is the manufacturer. So obviously there's only 2 police scanner manufacturers for phase 2 digital scanners. So there's Uniden, and this is their flagship handheld, and then there's Whistler and their flagship handheld. The first thing would be, I guess, customer service, which is, we offer lifetime technical support. And we're always there to help you. But Whistler has a phone number where you can call.
And they actually pick up.
And they know. And there's knowledgeable people which will actually help you. And they're great. So they're much more approachable. Uniden, I don't think they have a phone number. Do they?
It's hard to find, but when you actually call, it's going to be a while before you reach one.
Yeah, so we get a lot more feedback when they get a little frustrated asking for support. So that's a big difference. Another feature would be that Whistler continues to update their scanners for free.
Right. Huge.
Yeah. So this scanner had come out in 2013, and this one came out in what, 2016 in the summer.
Just came out.
So this one's newer. So like all new technology, you know, there's some little minute differences, you know, but again, not night and day. The thing though is that Whistler pushes upgrades for free. So what that means is as new capabilities are released, you're able to, via the software on your computer, update your scanner. So an example of that is the Whistler TRX-1 was able to pick up DMR frequencies. And so they did a software upgrade and they gave it away for free. Uniden did the exact same thing, and they did a software upgrade, but you had to pay $50 for it.
Right.
So, you know, we got a lot of upset calls from customers who would purchase a scanner 2-3 years ago, and then they get a new capability, which is great, and then they have to pay $50 for it, whereas the direct competitor was not charging for that.
Right.
Which we just got a lot of complaints. So again, not night and day, but most people don't want to, you know, spend $400 or $500 on a radio only to have to pay for $50 upgrades years after you get it.
And so again, to go over, that's one of the big selling points of this Whistler TRX-1 is the fact that, you know, they are giving you upgrades for free, and the customer service is excellent if you ever have any issues with this scanner.
I mean, I just personally think that the Easy Scan software that comes with the Whistler is a little easier to use.
Right, and I want to add one thing too about that. It allows you to save multiple scan lists on the software, whereas you can't do that with the Uniden software. So I love that I can just make multiple different counties, and then it's saved on the software, so I can always access it when I want to.
You know, the 436 does not come with a case. You know, Nixon alluded to it. This case, there's two different inserts. So there's green and gray, which are just for style, really.
Right.
But you can swap those out. But this thing can really take a beating. I mean, this is the one I personally own. Have dropped it hundreds of times. Yeah, it can really take a beating here.
Not a scratch.
I wouldn't worry about it at all. The 436, this one has like a nylon case you can add, but it doesn't really add security. It's more for like water protection and kind of just little scratches. Okay. So all things being equal, I would recommend the Whistler TRX.
It's not just what don't take our word for it. I mean, our customers, they're buying, 90% of our customers are buying this scanner.
Yeah.
So I mean, that speaks for itself.
I would go through just our personal opinion now. TRX-1 is the one I personally own. I use every day. You know, we try all the scanners, everyone that works here, so we're really comfortable and we're able to provide support and answer specific questions to them. This one came out last summer, and I just kept it. And I think that's the one you have too.
Right. It's just really unique features that I just really enjoy. It's easy to navigate, and honestly, it has one of the best. It actually has the best speaker for a handheld compared to the Uniden 436 here. It's unmatched, like sound quality.
Yeah, like the sound quality. I mean, I personally like the Whistler software more. I think it's a little bit easier to set up. It's more intuitive for newer people.
Right.
So, you know, to recap, so the Whistler TRX-1 is the one that we recommend. Is the one I personally own. Is the one you personally own.
Right.
We like them. We're kind of into scanners, to put it mildly. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Thanks for watching, guys.
If you like, subscribe below. Share this video with your friends. Leave a comment below.
And be sure to check us out at zipscanners.com for all your scanner needs, where we provide excellent customer service, lifetime technical support, and a library of information with videos just like these.
If you have any questions about these scanners specifically, always just give us a call, shoot us an email, anything, and we're here to help. So I hope it was helpful. Thank you.
Bye.